For the record.
For the record. For the record. For the record.
Here's for the record.
Record.
Here's for the record. Here's for the record.
All right. Hello, good people. And here we are today. I don't know what episode it is. This is Katrina. Introduce yourself and the
Katrina.
record that you picked out.
I picked some ODB.
Hell
yeah.
He's just the rawest, man.
The Ross.
He's raw. He's fun.
Yeah.
The OG of ratchetness.
He really is. Yeah, he just pumps me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I truly haven't listened to all of his music, but I know he has like a broad range of like different producers and whatnot. And
He also had a tendency a lot. He would just go into the booth and whatever came up. Like a lot of his recordings are straight up just freestyles.
Yeah.
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 Very
Not-
creative.
yeah, that's really cool. So when was like the first time you came across his music?
I was probably like a freshman in high school. I was listening to Wu Tang a lot, and then I was like, "Holy shit, who's this guy?" Like,
Yeah.
he's like super fun, and he's kind of really outspoken. It's like, what is he even talking about?
Yeah, right.
know.
Just the funky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his voice, dude, it's just
Right.
never forget his voice.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
It's like deep New York.
So I haven't done too much history on him, but have you ever watched like the saga yet?
Yeah, absolutely. Right when it came out.
Yeah, no, that's when I first started to like really notice him a lot more, and it just like his whole attitude on life is just crazy. Like he always has that positive
He does.
vibe to him. He's just like, oh, whatever, it's all good.
He's
you
just
know?
like unauthentically himself, and he doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Yeah. No, that's
I respect that.
yeah. And what he has like 9 kids or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has a shitload.
Does he?
He's got a little army.
Are they
He
rappers?
did. Rest in peace.
What did they do?
I don't know.
How many baby mamas did he have? 9 kids is a lot.
Probably 9, maybe.
Yeah. Probably 9 different.
Yeah. But no, that's how he got the picture for that album that you picked out is the food stamp card.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Social Security. And he's like, that's raw as shit. And he's just like, that is badass. Like, I do like that.
Yeah.
Anything in particular about this album that stands out to you?
I mean, this is just one of the main ones that I've always listened to by him, so I don't know.
Fair enough. Good stories behind it, like any like memories that are just like,
Dude, just like cruising around, going to parties, just bumping ODB and just having fun, listening to the words that just like get blurred out of his mouth, you know?
okay.
And he's still like, he feels so much when he's like rapping.
Yeah.
But then he also is just like super fun, you know?
All right.
What you hear is what you get with him. basically.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no expectations with him at all.
Yeah, no.
He's
that
not
is-
just like the typical rapper to like put out some music just to like get listens to at all, you know? He was just throwing it out there.
Yeah, for sure. It wasn't. I do like that he wasn't just like, I'm going to do a 16. I'm going to do a 16. And
Yeah, he does a lot of like little albums with like 5 or 8 songs on it.
yeah. Is this your favorite album of his?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Then
My
he-
favorite song's coming up too.
Is this it? Oh, the one that's about to come on?
No,
No?
not quite.
All right. What do you got?
So when I think of ODB, man, just like what she said, it's party music. Like growing up, it was like a cardinal sin to be listening to ODB and not have a blunt in your hand.
Yeah,
Like
Funny.
shit would come on, be like, I need a 40 right now, man. That's
it is.
exactly what I need.
Yeah. And just the beat too, it bumps when you turn that up in the car and you're cruising.
I'm gonna have
It's
to check
hard.
that out.
Rawhide's like my favorite song, and Cutting Heads.
All
Cutting
right.
Heads is a really
I
good
love
one.
that one. Yeah.
You actually just hand me the album real quick. I want to take a scroll through. That is one thing I've never gotten good at is knowing the song, the track names.
Dude, I'm not very good with
I'm same with
recall,
that.
so I'm trying my best right now.
Oh, you did good.
That is a classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone knows this.
I would
if
hope
you
so.
Baby, I
don't,
like it raw.
the one thing that I always this reminds me of is going down to Mike's house and Ted always be like, "You like it raw."
Bumping Wu-Tang, the fucking speaker in the window and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Shady Lane.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's the one. Yeah, and it just every time I hear this, that's what I think of is being down there and just watching Ted scream
Just
that.
wrap it out. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
So yeah, talk about that too. We bring up Teddy and this and everything. That's funny because I got a good story with Teddy and some ODB. When I used to live with both the Gig Riches, every Sunday, the first person that would wake up would go to the record player and put on "Pop That Pussy" by Two Live Crew, and then this was always in the circuit and everything. I remember coming home one day from the lake and it was damn near 100 degrees. And the door is open, and I can just hear ODB just blaring. And I go in, and Teddy's just sitting there sweating his ass off on the couch, just jamming.
Good fucking times. Good
Yeah.
fucking times.
What I find funny is just over like the last few years, it was pretty much when they came out with their new documentary, the Wu Tang. That's when like the pop culture really took them on again for the second time.
Right.
And they just like ate it up all over again. Like it was brand new to everyone else, and just like swarms of people went back to wearing the W.
Yep.
And it's funny how that all came again, and now they're like right there making a comeback off of something that's
It was really not that popular back in the day, really. You know.
yeah. Well, it was, but not. I guess maybe I was too young to understand it. But
Mainly like old heads and everything.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I remember watching like the old Shaolin movies. Like my buddy's older sister was super big into fucking Wu-Tang, and so she'd like put on these old Shaolin movies and bump Wu-Tang and shit. It's pretty bad. That's like one of the first times I ever smoked weed too.
Oh, funny.
It was like, yeah,
There
fucking
was a
awesome.
movie that came out that they did back in like 2013. I remember I was in Missoula, and I went to the theater, like the Roxy Theater.
Yeah.
And it was like a Wu-Tang movie based off that. It was like a kung fu movie. Yeah.
Huh? And it like had them in it, or
No, just like all their music and stuff was like
Oh.
playing in it. Yeah.
okay? Huh? Yeah, I didn't know that either. So like again, just they weren't my number one. Like I always know who Wu Tang was, but it wasn't my favorite at the time.
It's my mad favorite, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. The
Well,
Method
fair
Man.
enough. And Method Man has always been like his.
Raw. Just kills it.
Yeah. Even today, like all the new rappers that are coming out and doing all their nonsense, and then he gets on being almost a 50-year-old man when he spits a rhyme, like you cannot compare it. It's just like, this guy owns you. I remember back in like 7th grade, one of my friends, he got a Wu-Tang tattoo in 7th grade, and he was just like, whoa, dude, that is some commitment. We're only like 12 years old,
Yeah,
you
whose
know?
basement did you go to get that?
Yeah, pretty much.
How'd you pay for that allowance?
Did you get a permission slip by your mom?
Yeah, when shoveled snow for all winter.
Where was it? Was it like noticeably on his
No,
body?
no,
Oh, okay. It was
on-
hidden.
I'm pretty sure it was on his back or chest. I forget. It was so long ago.
That's
and
funny.
I think
Dope,
he
dope
eventually.
plays would be like on your neck, like protect your neck.
Right?
there you go.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. I don't know if I could get another person's like
Emblem.
emblem tattooed on me. That's I don't know.
Free advertising, I guess.
Yeah, but
for them.
Yeah.
I don't have a tattoo, so I don't think I would either.
You don't have a tattoo?
I don't have a tattoo at all.
Oh, shit. I thought you...
Me either.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm the only one with a tattoo.
No.
Oh, funny.
Hoodlum.
Crazy.
Yeah, bare skin is cool. It's in.
It's in.
It's
oh,
in.
No, I can't get that back.
You know.
I guess I could try and get it
I was
removed.
super into piercings. One of my friend Jackie, she's a tattoo artist over in Missoula now, and she was apprenticing for piercing back in the day at what is it, Steel Pulse or whatever, that piercing shop. And she's like, yeah, like, what do you want to get pierced? And I was like, well, let's get my neck.
Your neck pierced?
Yeah, like right here in the back. So I got the dermal bar, and then I got a dermal under it to make it a little O face.
How'd that feel?
I didn't really feel it. Like the neck is pretty meaty, so I didn't really feel it. And then I got a dermal here, and I had a nice shiner for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
That one hurt.
I've never had a piercing. I just...
Really?
Yeah. Not for me. Piercings.
I kind of like it. Like your body
had a
gets
couple.
warm.
You've had a
Kind
couple?
of relaxing.
Yeah, I used to have 2 on the left, and then I actually had my eyebrow pierced for a while.
I
I
kind
feel
of
like I
remember.
met you
I
with
remember
that,
that,
maybe.
It was stupid.
Well, did your hair grow back? Because they always say if you get an eyebrow
I've been
piercing.
bald since like junior high.
But right here, on your eyebrow. They always say like your hair doesn't grow back once you get an eyebrow piercing. It's obviously false.
Yeah. Weird. I don't know.
It's crazy the neck didn't hurt though. I would have thought for sure like if you sticking something through your neck it would have hurt.
Took one in the jugular.
Took one in the jugular. Like, right?
I actually have the video of it.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the dermal is kind of weird because like they stick in like a little spear basically, and then they go to the left and the right, and then they put the post down with 2 little holes, so the meat will kind of grow into the holes, and then there's the little post that you put the gem on,
Yeah.
so you can like hear them like press it into the like muscle or the meat.
And then to get that out, do they just like, you have to tear it
So
out?
like it's a foreign object, so after a while your body will reject it. So I only had like the back for maybe a year. Every time I go get my hair cut, it would get nicked on by the little scissors and stuff.
Yeah.
So eventually it just falls out, and they just kind of like make a little incision and pull it out.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd just be afraid of like putting or taking off my shirt and just, right?
Dude, my necklaces would get caught on it too sometimes, and
yeah.
it was a little painful, but
No. Again, I barely got through my tattoo. I had to drink a few beers, and then I went down there and started on it. And after like 3.5 hours, it was just like, all right, dude, like this is getting old. Like I don't like this anymore. Can we stop?
really,
Yeah.
some people love it.
It wasn't bad up in
Where is it?
It's on my back,
Oh, okay.
shoulder. Yeah, but after 3.5 hours, it was just like I'm done.
I bet.
I'm like, it's pretty big. It's like that.
Oh, okay.
It felt like he was just working like,
one
in
spot.
one spot forever, and it was just like, all right,
I feel like I would sweat a lot if I got a tattoo.
again, just a few beers and you'll be all right. But or just don't do it.
Yeah.
All
I
you-
do want to get a tattoo now that I'm in like a field of work where like it's acceptable to show a tattoo,
Right.
and especially nowadays it's like okay.
Yeah.
But back in the day, like wherever I worked, like they're like you have to wear a long sleeve shirt if you have a tattoo, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna do that, but I do want one like right here.
Yeah. What would you get?
So what I want, and you know, like sepia, you know that filter where it's kind of like brownish, like antique-y looking.
Patina-ish.
Yeah, so I want it to have like they cut my skin, peeled it back, and all the muscles and the veins and the Latin names of it.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what mine is. Like it's my skin being torn back,
Oh,
and you
what?
can see my ribs, and they're all broken. And then,
Cool.
yeah, the guy did really good work. But again, I put it somewhere where I can't see it. So normally, like I don't even realize I have it. People be like, "Oh, let me check that out," and I'm like, "What? What are we talking about? Check what out? What are we looking at?"
What's yours say? Dude, what's yours say? Sweet.
Such a funny but dumb movie. One of those old school movies,
Right.
though.
Stoner flick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher and I don't know about
Sean William Scott.
Yeah, whatever happened to
Stay
those
aware.
guys?
I
Do
don't
they
know.
do anything nowadays, or they just?
The last one I saw Sean William Scott in was like some.
Goon.
Was it Goon? It was
that
some
was a
B
good-ass
movie. Yeah, and I was like, man, like I haven't seen this. I remember him in American Pie and all that shit. And like he was in the '90s. He was funny as fuck, man. He was such a good actor.
Or
and he kind of
Role
fell off.
Models.
Yeah.
That's a good
Oh,
one, too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that's right.
his cameo in fucking Jane Silent Bob. He's like singing and he's like throws him out of the van.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. I still fucking text Ben about that shit.
Yo, this guy's not one of us. He said he'd fuck a sheep.
Throw him out. Yeah, funny.
Good stuff. So, what have you ever been to New York?
I stayed the night in the Bronx one night when I
Oh,
was
shit.
going to get on a cruise ship the following day, but I've never spent time like in New York,
Like,
New York City.
okay.
Yeah.
What about you two? You guys know?
Never been to the East Coast.
I wouldn't be saying so. I've been through it on a bus, but not really like stopped and actually checked out a lot of it.
I wish.
Yeah, I would like to go.
Me too.
It'd be cool. Go to Staten Island, where all these guys are from, and check
Right.
that out. Obviously, none of us would fit in, but it would
That's
be
okay.
cool. Yeah,
It's all about the attitude.
right. It'd be cool to go see. That'd be like one of my. It's one of my bucket list things. If the world ever goes back to normal, is to go to like a rap concert.
In like a low key like
Yeah,
underground
Brooklyn.
club or yeah.
So I've been to like multiple in Seattle, but
I'm going to Seattle next week,
oh yeah, that's right.
week after.
What were you going for there for?
I'm going to go see Tig Notaro perform at the Moore Theater. She's a comedian.
Okay.
You know Tig. She's on Comedy Central. She kind of looks like a dude. She's not. You would recognize her. If I pulled her up, I think you guys would recognize her. Yeah. It's for my friend Carson's birthday.
Nice. Right
Yeah,
on.
yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Seattle. What part of Seattle?
Well, our Airbnb is just right downtown near like Pikes Market. Mm-hmm. I don't know where the Moore Theater is. I'm sure it's somewhere close.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Queen Anne.
Queen Anne.
I think that's what
Okay,
it is.
that's
yeah.
a little more north.
Yeah.
And then we're
no-
going to the Puget Sound. Carson's boyfriend is from there, so he's coming with us. So
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
Carson gets to meet his parents for the first time. Yeah.
on.
I'm like, cool, I just get to tag along.
Hell yeah. No, I lived there for about a year, and I probably never witnessed more shows in a year than that year because I didn't know anyone. Well, I knew your cousin, but trying to contact her was impossible. So I just and my roommate who hated anything to do with hip hop. Like he
That's unfortunate.
he thought it was just dumb. He's like, I don't understand it. So I just go to all these concerts by myself every weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, it was sweet. Like I saw a lot of cool stuff, but
Were you working down in Seattle, or what were you doing there?
just trying to escape the valley.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, had enough of this. Like, I'm gonna go and be a city kid.
A city slicker.
Yeah, it didn't. It turns out I'm not that person.
I've tried as well. It's just it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, city life is cool. I like visiting. Like, I really like Denver a lot,
Okay.
but I couldn't live in like a big city for more than like
Minneapolis-
6 months.
Minneapolis is probably one of my favorite cities I've been to, like big cities.
Yeah. I've only been to the airport.
I've never been that far east. So, but as far as big cities go, just the traffic and too many fucking people.
Right.
Like we just saw, it's like holy fuck.
Yeah.
You know.
But it is fun. Like, there's so many people out and about all the time. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, here in the valley and in Montana in general, like, everything closes at like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
So it's fun seeing like street people like performing
Yeah.
and just the liveliness of it. Like, I
For
do
sure.
appreciate that.
yeah. Which we were just in Boise, and I only saw one street performer.
Was it cold there though? I mean, I guess it's
No,
winter.
actually, there was like,
nice.
yeah, it was very nice. I was stoked. I was like, I don't want to go back. It's 40 degrees. The sun is
Yeah,
shining.
it's like my favorite temperature is like 40 degrees. Yeah.
I'm more into the 70s, but
Yeah.
I like the cold, man. I'm from Great Falls, so like in winter, -30, -20 is like normal. So moving here, I was like, oh, the winter's so luxurious. It's like springtime here. I love it.
which I believe in Great Falls, coming up soon. Brother Ali is
Yeah,
playing.
March 2nd I'm going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he's performing at the Wilma
Yeah.
on the 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, the following day.
It's a Friday.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm supposed to be going to Great Falls for that as
Are
well.
you? Nice.
Yeah.
It's at the Newberry. I just went and saw Blue October. It's this old 90s band. But
Nice.
yeah, the Newberry is the newest venue in Great Falls. And
Alright.
it's really cool. It's right downtown by one of the breweries there, Mighty Mo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have
And-
to check that out.
Yeah, it's an exciting thing for Great Falls. We haven't had a new venue in forever. So,
Kalispell doesn't even have a
dude, I
venue,
can't
so-
believe we don't have a venue here. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, we're getting that amphitheater, and they said that they are accepting artists such as country, Christian, jazz, and local bands. But that's where it ends.
What? No. Wait, where's that
Orchestras.
going?
It's being built right up behind the college.
Yeah, over by the Culinary Institution.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's supposed
When
to
is
be
it supposed to be open?
this summer.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah,
I'll
but-
go watch some jazz.
Yeah, I would go and watch pretty much any live music I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Because it's just like as long as you can feel it, you know, it's like as long as everyone around you is like into it, you get that vibe.
Yeah.
All music's cool.
I'm just trying to dance.
Yeah.
all I wanna
Which,
do.
again, like you wouldn't have liked the Tool concert. Like in the pit area, they had rows of seats, and you had to sit. Like,
Oh, I hate when they do
and
that.
it was just like, this is like the weirdest thing. And like people did like, they're like, you know, whatever, and start to stand and make their way out into like the sections and just like stand in the aisles.
Right.
And then there's just like one hillbilly jackass cop that was like, no, get in your seats.
Sit on your hands and don't touch anything.
Yeah, and it was just
Okay.
like,
We're at a Tool concert.
we're at a concert, man. Like,
Weird.
Yeah, it was,
why would you? Why? Like,
Were
it's-
they like seats where you could flip up the
No, they were like,
like a theater seat?
metal chairs.
yeah, metal
Regular
chairs.
metal chairs. They're like in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had them numbered and everything. Like,
Weird.
and it's like if you cannot stand outside of that.
Can you stand on top of the chair?
I didn't try that.
Jed, do you remember back in the day we went to Atmosphere with like Corey and everything, and I at the Wilman, I got up and I stood on my chair, and then a bunch of people came in, and I was just stuck, and I couldn't get down, and the bouncer's like, "Hey, get down!" I was like,
I can't.
I can't. He's like, "All right," so I was just like eye level with Slug the whole
Nice.
time, just like 3.5 feet above everyone.
Hell yeah.
I don't see why, like, because people are gonna stand. Like, you should always have a pit area where people can just, if they want to be close and do that, just let them.
And just move. Like, it's hard to just sit down to music for hours on end.
Well, they
you know
let-
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they let you stand up, but like in the aisle is like a 6-foot aisle, maybe more, 8 feet, and you could not like step out into the aisle. Like if you did, someone would come by and be like, "Get back, get in your lane." It's like,
weird.
Yeah. I mean, it made no sense because the beer garden was like directly behind that. And there's this giant fucking line of people, and they
Yeah.
had the fucking cage, right? All the engineers and shit. It's like,
yeah,
and like you said, at the end of the show, there's people standing, you know, like
yeah.
nobody wants to sit
Super
down for
odd.
2 hours if they're watching a show, you know?
Yeah, I think I went to Spokane and watched Metallica, and that was like the only show that I've never got a pit, like, area. And we were way far back, and we were standing, and the people around us were like, "Would you please sit?" And it's like, "I'm at a fucking Metallica concert. Like, I'm gonna stand." Like,
You
show
wanna
some
sit in front of
respect.
me?
Right?
Like-
Like, too jacked up to fucking sit down for 2 hours. I've been anticipating this show. It's like, you know?
Was that the concert, like, what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lexi was there. Somebody jumped off the balcony.
What?
During that show. Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was me.
I didn't know that, but that was super cool. Like they pulled up, or they like got the audience involved, and they pulled up the youngest and the oldest people in the audience.
That's rad.
Which the little boy or girl was like 4 or 5.
What?
Yeah, at a Metallica
That's
concert.
intense, dude.
Yeah,
That's
and then the
at least wait till they're double digits. Like,
it worked
that's
out.
cool.
Parent of the year, from if you ask me.
And
That's
then
awesome.
there was like a 78-year-old woman.
Nice.
And she was there by herself. And they're like, why are you here by yourself? And she's like, well, I asked my husband, but he didn't want to go. And
I'm not
I'm not
gonna miss
gonna
this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not gonna miss this. So
Metallica.
here I am. And it's just like, that is badass. Like, you are one hell of a lady.
Fans of all ages.
Yeah,
That's
so-
when you know it's a good artist. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have
for-
just like one particular type of like fan base.
Yeah, no, it was a super cool concert. So,
Imagine some 80-year-old woman like,
dude, I'd be all for it. Like, that is awesome.
yeah.
To have that like dedication through
And
all
the
of her.
energy though
And
at
then-
that. Like I'm like even going to Grey Goo last night, like trying to headbang, but not trying to headbang enough where I'm gonna be super sore the next day. I can't imagine getting any older in like your 70s and going to Metallica.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
fuck,
Throw your hip out.
how do
and-
you do it?
Grey Goo. Speak more on that. Like,
Grey
what
Goo,
is-
they're like the newest, coolest band in the valley. Like
okay,
I said,
it's a local band. Then?
it's a local band. Yeah,
Okay.
psychedelic doom rock is kind of how I would
All right.
measure it out. It's like Primus and the Melvins meet, and it's
Yeah.
just three guys. Zach, shout out to you, dude. He's the drummer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Zach's a real one.
he is.
They're all really good guys, and like when they come, they've played probably like 4 times at the bowling alley,
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, the nicest guys ever.
they were just at the VFW on New Year's Eve. Went and saw them there. Yeah, they're fun. And the thing about their music is, so they play like what, about an hour set ish, 40 minutes, whatever. Their music is almost like a story.
Oh nice.
Like some of the music from the first song will come back around towards the end
badass.
and all like mesh together. Yeah,
Huh.
it's
I'll have to
it's
check
great.
that out.
You would love it. Yeah.
Right on.
Keep people engaged in your music to
Yeah.
he keep them hanging for the next song. And
Dude,
you're like,
they-
oh, what's gonna happen on the story?
And you can dance to it. Like, yeah, I don't know. I love them.
Oh yeah.
Favorite band.
Nice. And they played at the bowling
Glacier
alley
Lanes last night. Yeah.
last night.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Just right up there on the stage. That's cool that you guys are doing that.
I love that stage. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. We do have that slide guitarist, Dan something.
Oh yeah, Dan DeBue.
I think he's performing next week. And
He's
then
awesome.
we have Predactor Project come to perform soon.
Oh nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sweet. This summer, the other business that I'm running, getting to go, we just came across 5 acres of land. And what I would like to do is do like what we used to have to do down at Teddy and Mike's, is get a trailer, set up some drums, we got the PA and everything, and do like outdoor venue type thing.
Yeah, a little
yeah.
concert for yourself. Heck
Yeah. So
Like what
we'll-
we did
we'll
out
see.
at Keith's place.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll check more on that when the timing is right. But right now, it's just like abandoned 5 acres. So
Is that here in town or?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just right outside Evergreen. Like,
Nice.
yeah, it's not much of a drive, but live music just any time is where it's at. I know, like Wizard and all them have another. Well, maybe it's not Wizard, but all the metal bands have something coming up again here in the next month. Out at that paintball shop again.
That's right. Yeah, I saw that. The metal scene here, they are so good at getting together. I
Organization
know.
and doing it. Like they
For
follow
real.
through. Like
They do, like in a very timely manner.
Yeah.
And the
Shout
promoting
out
that
to
they
Anthony
do.
Barnes. He's
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
part
I was
of
gonna
that.
say, Anthony Barnes kills it on organizing everything, getting the ball rolling. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Much respect to them.
it's sweet seeing that because I don't know, the music here in the valley, like it's there, but then
It's
just
separated though
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like fragmented into different
Yeah.
groups, you know. It's not like cohesive, like one cohesive like scene. You know what I mean?
And then it falls off, and then it comes back. And
Yeah,
then
it
it
comes in
falls
waves.
off.
Yeah.
Which I don't know too much about other cities. Like I know Missoula was pretty spot on, like regular basis. But what was Great Falls like?
Dude, Great Falls. So sadly, during COVID last year, they closed one of the like small little venues, the Back Alley Pub, and that was awesome. It was a tiny little spot a block away from the Club Cigar, who also does shows, but it was mainly like punk rock scene.
Okay.
That's about it. There was really no hip hop. Well, there was like years ago at the Row, and then that place closed.
Yeah,
That's the thing
I
about
remember
Great
the
Falls.
Row.
Yeah, the Row was an awesome
I
spot.
performed there.
Yeah, actually, that's how I met all of you guys back in the day in like 2015.
You and Lady Strange.
Yep. Oh my God! Shout out to Tasha. I miss her. Yeah, the Row is now it's a coffee shop, and then there's a church downstairs. So completely different scene.
Yeah, punk rock to a church.
Yeah.
I did drugs in a place that's a church now. Awesome.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, that's actually when I first met. Who did they perform for? The Empty Souls opened for.
Cut Calhoun.
Yeah, Cut Calhoun and what's that other guy's name?
Is it
I can't remember.
JL or
No.
Stevie Stone?
I don't, no, it was Stevie Stone. And so I was working at the Townhouse Inn at the front desk, and the Townhouse Inn isn't there anymore either, but it's a really kind of shitty hotel I worked at. And I remember Tasha was like, yeah, do you want to come to the show tonight at the Row? And I was like, absolutely. Like, I just have to work till 10 or whatever. And these two guys walk in, and they're like, hey, can we check into our room? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And they're like, what are you doing later? And I was like, oh, I'm going to this hip-hop show at the Row. And they're like, we're performing. And it was them. And I was like, upgrade to a suite. And I was like, okay, here you guys go. And then, yep, went there. And then that's kind of how I, like, found all you guys from the Valley, because they opened up for them. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, super random.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I think I've only been to one show in Great Falls. It's either Great Falls or Billings. I don't know. Greaves.
Okay, yeah.
What is it?
Greaves played. And I only went to one show. I don't know if it might even been Bozeman now that
You
I'm
heard of
thinking
Greaves? Like
Oh, Greaves.
Yeah, Greaves.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think
I
it
don't
was.
listen to him a lot, but
I want to say it was Bozeman, so never mind. I don't think I've ever actually really spent any time in Great Falls, so I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
it's. I was really glad to get out, but it's kind of cool again.
Yeah.
They're really trying to make it a spot to hang out.
Right. Yeah, I'll be there in March again for the Brother Ali concert.
Are you staying the night?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, one of my buddies, Justin, lives down there.
Oh,
He's
okay.
gonna hook me up with tickets, and
Dude, they were dirt cheap.
yeah.
like
Oh,
20
is
bucks.
that why he was like, yeah, I got you and your girl on tickets? He's like, oh, thanks,
money.
dude.
Like the VIP tickets were like $32 or something.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I'm stoked. I've seen Brother Ali a few times.
I heard he
now.
puts on a really good show. I've never seen him. So.
He's touring with MC Supernatural.
Oh yeah, so that'll be
So
cool.
that's legendary right there.
Supernatural is like one of the MCs.
Yeah, one of
that,
the pillars.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
that really brought up hip hop. So
Okay.
I don't know if you ever checked out.
I have not.
They have a documentary on him, and he was like crazy into like reading the dictionary every day,
Oh.
like just like profoundly, just like every,
Vocabulary.
yeah. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, that's how I know of Supernatural. He was a very good freestyle artist back in the day when freestyle shows were cool. And that, you know, I wish I would have grew up back then. Like, that is my favorite thing, to see like freestyles and just like the different,
It's an art, dude.
yeah,
I don't
just
know how
like
they
how
do it.
people do it.
The
And
battles.
The battles.
Yeah.
The battles were always fun.
Fuck yeah. I remember in like early 2000s, I was always downloading like 90s rap battles.
Yeah.
And just listening to them and be like, God damn, like that would have been so badass just to be in the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, checking that out, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't really see that anymore.
No, now it's
Ciphers.
the
and-
ciphers, and they do it a cappella, which is also impressive, but I like the idea of like you get 30 seconds, 45 seconds on this beat and just
Prove yourself.
Yeah, tear this guy down. Like, I always thought that was awesome. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
that and just different beats, like
Yeah.
hearing people spitting over old instrumentals, you know.
Yeah.
So But now, like, I don't even know what it'd take to get, like, we tried it a few times here in the valley to do stuff like that, and it always is just like,
Flops or something. I
yeah,
don't know.
no prevail. Like, nothing really came out of it. No one sparked that much interest to get, like, a huge crowd, it felt like.
Right.
Yeah. Remember Club Central? They did it back in the day.
And, you know, I never went to that. Club Central was so whack.
Was that
Way
a
back in the day.
club here in
Well,
California?
it was like in Whitefish, where
Isn't that
the
Casey's?
brewery.
It's
It's like
across
right
the
across the
street.
street.
Yeah.
From, like,
Oh.
I mean, this was like junior high school, like way, like I think I may have been in 7th grade or in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And they did it there, and then we also did it on a coffee shop just down here.
The coffee shop was cool.
Yeah.
I went to one of theirs, and it was actually a big showing.
Yeah.
But
I remember that's when I first like heard Jared Jensen.
Yeah.
Because he was freestyling there at the time.
yeah.
Yeah. So we've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
But it never really took off.
No.
You know?
But Club Central, there was like when Nelly was like a thing.
Yeah.
And
Nelly was just in Billings over the summer.
Nelly was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Anyone saw him?
He's still
yeah.
around. Holy shit.
He's still around. He's doing stuff.
Still have the patch, the whatever the
The
fuck he had.
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
The Band-Aid. Oh, that's funny.
I'd go and check him out.
I would too, honestly.
I didn't know about it until like the day before, so I couldn't take it off. But if I would have had some like insight before, I would have went and saw Nelly.
Right.
Yeah,
for
why
sure.
not?
Drop down, get your eagle on, girl.
Yeah.
Nostalgia, man. It's like way back, all the way back to junior high, you know, when that shit came out.
What is what's your favorite artist like to see live that you have seen live? You've chose one.
That I have seen live.
Yeah.
So I haven't really gone to like many concerts in my life, but I went and saw Prof
Okay.
at Monk's, and that was a really fun show, dude. It was,
Okay.
you know, Monk's in Missoula.
I
So
just saw
very
him
small.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he was over. Did you go to the Wilma? Yeah, yeah. I like Prof too. I like kind of that party music and being part of the performance. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've only witnessed Prof once, and that was a good show.
Small, yeah.
think,
And then
like-
Atmosphere, I've seen a couple times.
Obviously, he always throws on a good show.
Yeah.
Like, every time. That's
A given. Actually, I went and saw Cypress over the summer. That was my favorite show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
was your
Cypress
favorite
with
show?
Yeah,
Atmosphere.
Cypress was so amazing. The stand-up bongo guy.
You had a bongo
corner.
guy?
Yeah.
Dude, hell yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, and like the pit area was, I got grass tickets, but the pit was open. I was like, lining it to the pit, dude.
Yeah, get in there.
Yeah, I love
yeah.
Cypress Hill, so that was really fun to watch.
Was that at the Kettle House?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I was at Modest Mouse the night before, and then I went and saw him the
Badass.
following. Yeah, Z Trip was
Yeah.
the opener. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was at that one too. The only thing that I would say is I wish they would have pushed it a little bit later because it was like still like sunny as hell out when
Yeah.
Cypress was on.
There was not a huge crowd. I was really surprised.
It's probably because of COVID. Everyone was scared of it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Especially in that city. You know what I mean?
True.
I just, whatever. But,
No comment.
yeah. Now, Cypress would be sick to go and see. I should have. But I think I had to work. It was on a
Always
weekday,
call
right?
in.
Always call in. Doesn't matter.
Just kidding.
Yeah, right. Your coworkers are
For legal reasons, that was a joke.
I knew it. She wasn't sick.
I did see Alice Cooper one time when I was in 8th grade at the Montana State Fair in Great Falls. My buddy Ben took me, and that was a good show.
Hell yeah. That'd
Yeah.
be sick.
I saw Shaq at the fairgrounds here.
You saw Shaq?
Really?
Yeah, so did I.
awesome.
Here in town,
What?
yeah.
Oh, weird.
Hell yeah.
What's funny
Me and
is
some
like,
friends snuck into it.
There you go.
my friend's dad took us. We didn't even know what it was, but why not? But no one went up to like the pit area.
Why?
You know what? Like because there's Kalispell, Montana,
They
in
were
like
scared.
the 90s, you know, and everyone just sat back at the bleachers, and he was just like, you know, you guys can come up to the stage, and everyone, all these white people were like,
What?
okay, like, you're even bigger.
He's a gigantic man.
What is he, like 7'3" or something?
7'1", 7'3" or something.
God
Yeah.
damn.
I remember I saw him again at the summit, and my buddy at the time, Paul Nicholas's little brother Adam,
Okay.
Shaq literally grabbed on top of the head and picked him up.
Holy
Damn.
shit.
I mean, he's
Just there,
probably
like,
like
shooting hoops,
11,
or-
12 years old. It was just a promotional thing. He was going to the summit. He was there with Phil Jackson and Derek Fisher.
Oh, right on. Not everybody can say they've been picked up by the head. By Shaq.
That makes me very uncomfortable.
Just cracks your whole back.
That might feel
That would
good,
feel good.
actually.
Yeah.
Come on, ODB.
It's good stuff.
Sorry.
I'm gonna save this for my alarm clock.
And that's the uniqueness. Like no one else could just like put on a slow R&B jam in the background and just like
Literally just make noises.
make
Drunk,
noises
sexual gutter
He
noises.
just doesn't care, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best thing.
and then sell it. Like everyone else would be like, this is like the audio to a porn. We don't care. We don't
Put it
want
out to the
that.
people. They ask for it.
Yeah, no, people will buy it. Trust me.
Trust me. Give it 10 years, but
Yeah.
they'll buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be sad when you listen to ODB. You really can't. Just it puts you in a good mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always like the comic relief of fucking Wu Tang, you know,
Yeah.
like ODB, and they're like,
Yeah.
they always had some rant. I think it was like always Method Man had some rant about ODB that he'd go off on like periodically.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
No, all those guys collectively coming together was immaculate. RZA, like watching that, like made me understand of like how
How it all
and why
came. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was doing it, and he is like he's a genius. He really is. And then I don't know if you guys follow his Instagram or not, but he is super into meditation, and every day he gives you like stuff to think about and whatnot. It actually,
Inspirational, that's
yeah.
cool.
Every day I read it, and it tries to get me like on a better path to shoot for something more than what I am. I guess it's almost like listening to Joe Rogan or anything.
Right.
Just anyone that's like aware of other, you know,
Yeah, other
of all
problems in the
that.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to better themselves every day.
Yeah,
It's
they went through the rut
motivational
of
to hear
it.
people like that. You know what I
He's
mean?
like the gangster version of like Rev Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Which Rev Run, like, he was another pillar in the whole thing, and he did very good. So. Then you have some gangster stuff right after that.
Can't stay in one mood all at one time.
Yeah.
I like the switch ups.
The whole New York style is so different. It's so unique. I love it compared to the West Coast. You know, at the same time, like I don't know. I almost like the New York style better.
So do I. I like that hardness of it. Like, I like the anger out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more guttural, more emotional. You know what I mean? Just kind of like the New York attitude, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Go
fucking
fuck
awesome.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much, right?
Yeah, everyone's out to do their own thing, where West Coast is always like, East Side, West Side. Like,
Right.
let's divide it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're just trying to worry about ourselves, man. Like,
Yeah, just get on your own page, do your thing. But out of the East Coast, I would have to say I'd lean more towards the East too. Just all my favorite rappers come out of there, from Big L to Biggie, Gangstar. Even though Gangstar is originally from Boston.
Go East
but
Coast.
that's East Coast. Yeah.
Well, yes, but yeah, just that's where I'd go. West Coast.
I love how the East Coast is more sample based. It's kind of like
Yeah.
sticking with their roots, you know, like chops and samples and shit. Whereas the West Coast, it's like, you know, they have some of it, but not as much. You know, it's a
Yeah.
different sound entirely, really.
Yeah, way
you know?
Different
Different
energy.
sounds.
They're trying to sell it, and like the East Coast, they weren't trying to sell it for anybody but themselves. You know,
Right.
like
Just having
for
fun.
their fans.
Well, yeah, well, the West Coast is like it's sunny, it's vibrant,
Right.
La da da. Fucking over on the East Coast, fucking cold.
Right?
You just want something new to walk to the next block. It's cold out
Right.
here. Like, don't know. And then you have us Montanans here, like,
Yeah, we're in the middle.
We're trying to fit in too.
yeah, it's cold and sunny
In the same day.
in the same day. Like, today's a beautiful day.
Fucking awesome
Today's
out.
really nice. I need to get outside a little bit today, but I woke up a little late.
It happens.
I know, I was at the hot springs yesterday, actually, over at Wild Horse, and it was
Okay.
supreme, dude.
I love Wild Horse.
It was popping, though.
Yeah.
Usually is.
Yeah, Saturdays, I forget. I'm like, oh, yeah, this place is really busy.
I went there this summer and it was just pouring rain, and it was probably my
So
favorite.
nice.
It was my favorite visit. No one was there. Like, so much fun.
Yeah, Wild Horse is a good spot. Have you been to Wild Horse yet?
Not.
And then you go to Symes, the town, and go to
Yep.
that little bar.
Fergie's, man. Yep, always got to go to Fergie's.
And they have like the smallest liquor store right across the street. It's like
It's all like barred.
it's like an old building that's like shrunken.
It's like a closet of liquor.
Yeah,
with,
it's like basically like an
jail bars.
alleyway that they like. Oh, we want to put a building here.
That's sweet, though.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, I spent a lot of times in Hot Springs quite often. Yeah.
I've only been there once, and I stayed in the hotel that used to be an old insane asylum.
Oh, nice. How's
Yeah.
that?
I truly, like, I had to get so drunk that I was just like, forget everything. It's just like, you're gonna be fine. No one's gonna break through the door with the chainsaw. But-
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt used to hang out at Symes Hot Springs back in the day, and some of the like really
crazy.
famous gunslingers back in like
Yeah, there's a
late-
photo.
Yep,
There's a
it's
photo
all
of like all of them together.
Yep.
And
No
it's,
shit.
it used to be
yeah.
hanging in the mall in the hallway, like when you,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
go to like all those old pictures, it's like
Yeah.
going to the bathroom. Yeah, it's hanging. I think it might still be
Still
hanging
there,
there.
yeah. Yeah, Symes has a lot of history to it.
Damn. Yeah, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
spent my birthday
it was
there.
it was a big spot for during Prohibition too and everything.
Yeah.
That they like.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, middle of fucking nowhere.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually going to Sophia Hot Springs next weekend for a girls' getaway.
I don't think I've been to that one.
I've never been to Sophia, but Jamie got a house there, and she's like, well,
Like, just Airbnb, or she bought a house.
she rented a house.
Okay, I was like, damn,
She just
Jamie.
buys a house in Hot Springs. Yeah, right. No.
1 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
On our travel to Boise, we made this dumb mistake of taking like the back roads. We're like, oh, we're gonna go off the beaten path, and it was definitely off the beaten path.
How was it? What happened?
So we came across like a lot of really cool landscape, but somewhere in Idaho, we came across some natural springs. Got out and checked that out. It was really sweet.
Right,
Like,
okay.
the water in one spot, like it was almost too hot to touch. But we went right down to the river. It was sweet. It was so awesome. But I could only drive like 25 miles an hour for like 2 hours. It sucked.
Was it snowy or just rough roads?
Just rough roads.
Rough,
Ice and ice patches and just really windy.
Yeah.
Windy as fuck.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
I have the location somewhere on my phone. I'll set you guys a link to it
Yeah,
or whatever.
Idaho has a
It's-
ton of hot springs.
Yeah, no, super beautiful location, but
Took us forever. It should have took us 10 hours. It took us like 12 or 13 or something. Yeah. We were just once
Just
we
more
got on
quality time together.
that. Yeah, this little like windy river. It's really beautiful. It's really fucking cool. I mean, we took a lot of pictures, but
Was it
took
worth
a long
it?
time. I mean, I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's all about the journey, you know? It's all about the journey, really.
but on the way back, we're like, we're just gonna take the interstate. We're not.
We've seen enough.
yeah.
Speaking of hot springs, so a year ago, my friend Karsten and I were on our way to the hot springs up, it's called Horse Creek Hot Springs.
Okay.
It's in Idaho. So, yeah, Karsten found out she had cancer.
Oh, damn.
I was like, dude, I need to get out of Kalispell. Like, let's go soak. And she randomly picked this hot springs. Never been to it. And I was like, okay, cool. Come to Missoula. We'll drive your car. Which was the first mistake. And so we're driving, and it's like 2 hours away from Missoula, and we're like driving up the mountain. It wasn't super snowy in town or anything, but this hot springs was at the top of like a 6,000 feet mountain. And all of a sudden there's snow. And the snow conditions were just right, and we're driving up, and it's just a cliff on one side, and it's just like a one-laner road up to this hot springs. No service, of course. And we get stuck. And I was like, all right, cool, dude. Like, I'll push, reverse, and we got this.
Yeah.
And no, that didn't happen. Like, that did not work for like an hour. And it's starting to, like, you know, the sun's going down. We didn't bring any extra water. She didn't have a shovel. She didn't have a blanket in her car. Like, we're like underneath the car, just like using our feet as a shovel, basically, because we like high centered, you know?
Yeah.
And then these two snowmobilers drive up behind us, and they basically just did this. Like, we were in the way, and they're pissed. And they just drove up.
took off?
They just took off. And we're like, fuck. And we were a mile away from the hot spring. So I was like, okay, there was an emergency phone 10 miles down the road I saw. We can either, like, take turns walking up the hot springs to warm up, whatever. And then it gets dark, and we're like, okay, fuck. And then these snowmobilers come back down like an hour and a half later, and I was like, hey, stop, like, we need help. And they just start yelling at us, and they're like, you shouldn't have been fucking up here, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And they drive away. So now it's dark, and we're like, we're gonna have to sleep here. Like, there's really nothing else we can do at this point.
Yeah.
Finally, two headlights come down the road towards us from the hot springs, and it was a really nice couple, like a younger couple from Hamilton. And they're like, oh my God, like, get in the car, like, here's water, like, Carson's kind of crying. I'm like shaking. I haven't eaten all day still. I'm just like drinking my bottle of wine, like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And he's like, no, there's a back way out of here, because he couldn't get around to hitch up on her vehicle. So he's like, well, we'll just go around. It's like another 30 miles, basically, and then we'll hitch up to the back. And we're like, okay, cool. And he's in like a big truck, you know. So we're driving up, and there's like 4 feet snow drifts, and he gets stuck. And we're like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? He gets himself out, and he's like, I don't think we can go this way. Like, there's been nobody hitting this like road in like 2 months, you know, it's just all snow. So we come back around, and he's like, can you guys push the car a little bit to the side towards the cliff so my truck can get around? And we're like, okay,
Give it a shot.
do this. Yeah, so we do that. And then this chick was like, do you want me to like steer the vehicle when we reverse it or whatever? And we're like, yeah, we are like stressed out, like we don't want to even try. And she'd been drinking a little bit, and so we get in Carson's vehicle. She yanks the steering wheel the wrong way as he's pulling, and it's literally, I opened up my back door, and it's just the cliff. So I climb out on the other side, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have to just drive you to Hamilton, get a hotel, hit us up tomorrow, we'll get our parents to get like an off-roading vehicle, and da-da-da-da-da. So we're like, okay, cool. And we're driving down, and all of a sudden we see 2 headlights come up towards us, and we're like, they stop, and they are like, hey, did you guys get stuck? And Carson's like, yeah, that was me. And they're like, what's your name? What's your parents' name? And then Carson's like, are you gonna call our parents? And they're like, how old are you? And she's like, I'm 32. And I was like, yeah, I'm 27. And they're like, oh, we gotta call in that there's two 13-year-old girls that stole a car. And we were in a Ford Escape, and they said some weird like little Honda like vehicle. Yeah. So it was a search and rescue team of Ravalli County. And they're like, technically you're kind of our responsibility now. Do you guys mind getting in with us? And we're like, sure. So we get in, and they're like, do you mind if we drive up and assess the situation? And we're like, fuck, I don't want to go back up that mountain right now, dude. Like, but sure, let's go. And we go up there, and they're like, yeah, this is not looking good. They do like a 10-point turn. They drop us off at some hotel in Hamilton. And they're like, hey, if you guys can't get anybody to help you out tomorrow, all of us are in town for a meeting for the search and rescue. Here's our card. And we're like, okay. So anyways, we ended up calling them in the morning because that one couple, their parents were in Phillipsburg and couldn't get the key, whatever. So these super nice guys bring their personal vehicles, their whole family, like a family outing for the day, drive us 2 hours away, and got us out.
Shout outs to them.
Dude, for reals. Oh my God, Ravalli County. But the other thing was that guy, the couple that first helped us, he let out a lot of the air in the tires for traction on the snow. So we're like, do you guys have an air compressor? And they're like, don't have that. And we're like, okay. So we're going down almost to the highway, and we see a random jacked up truck with an air compressor.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, hey, do you mind if we fill up our air, like our tires? And they're like, yeah, totally.
Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, those snowmobilers did call us in like 5 or 6 hours after they first saw us stuck.
Damn.
And I guess there were a bunch of like tweakers and stuff from Idaho. Like the search and rescue people knew who they were. So
Crazy.
yeah, isn't that weird?
Damn. God
So I'm
damn.
pretty weary about trying new hot springs in the winter.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So it was a few years ago. I was out driving around, and I decided to go up the Jewel Basin
Oh, nice.
Road, and it was coming up on springtime. I'd say it's like February, maybe March, but I got as far as my truck was about to go, and I see this little Prius stuck. And like when I pull up, like 2 girls come like running out of the woods, and I was just like, "What the hell? Like, what is going on here?" Like, and they're like, "Hey, help us!" And I was just like, "What are you 2 doing out here?" And they're like, "Oh, we're from South Carolina. We're here to do the Spartan race, and we saw this hike, and we got stuck." And I was like, "So you don't live here, and you just thought you'd just drive up this mountain?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was
Totally.
like, did you like decide to like bring a shovel or anything? And they're like, "No, we like they didn't have any gear." Like, and it was just
It's
like,
the worst feeling when you're not prepared.
okay. I was just like, "I will help you out." Finally get them unstuck, and then the one was like, "Well, do you know where like the starting the head of the trail is? Like, would you give us a ride up there?" And I was like,
No.
I don't think you understand the magnitude of like what I just did for you already, and to like wanting to keep going on. Like, I don't think you understand. Like,
Yeah, it's
right? Yeah. So I
Not
got
gonna
them
be good.
unstuck and told them, I was like, "Look, this is the area you don't want to mess around in." Like,
it's snowy, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that,
You
but
will die.
Fucking die.
no, yeah, there was no one around. It was
Yeah,
just
I'm
like-
sure there was no
and-
service
yeah.
at that point, right?
No, there
Yeah.
wasn't. And they're like, "Yeah, you're the first person that we've seen in like 4 hours." It's like, okay.
Oh, thank God you were there,
And
though.
it's just like, now just imagine had I not shown up.
What would
Like,
you have done?
What would you do?
Yeah.
And they're like, "You would have just
Died.
turned on the car and just kept
Waited.
warmer." And it's like,
Car runs out of gas.
yeah, and it's just like, holy cow, you 2 like from out of staters.
It's a good learning lesson for them, though. I learned my lesson. I was like, we're taking my vehicle because I have all the equipment for that situation.
Yeah, no, if you're prepared for it,
But
go for it.
I actually got stuck recently. I was driving to Great Falls for Christmas Eve. Worked all day. I was driving outside Kalispell, like 40 miles. And I was like, shit, I have to pee really bad. But I didn't want to wait till Sealy Lake, so I like pull over by Piper Creek because I know that area. And it was snow plowed. And I went off like down that road by like 30 feet. And all of a sudden my front right tire gets a little stuck. So I get out, start shoveling. And then I reverse. I'm like, God damn it.
Tire spinning.
Little bit, just the front tire. And so I walked to the highway and I like put my flashlight on. And within like 30 seconds, 2 cars stopped and pushed me out. It was fine, but it was.
I had a similar situation years happen a couple years ago where we had hunted all day and I missed a deer and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start drinking at like, I don't know, it was early.
Probably 9 in the morning.
And
Irrelevant.
yeah, we were driving out of this place. We're like 20 miles in the middle of nowhere out past Thompson Lake, and fucking our car. I was like, stop, I gotta take a piss. And fucking took a piss, and then like I got back in the car and the car just died. And like, I'm like, what the fuck? And he tried to start it again. And it just wouldn't start. And we were like in the middle of fucking nowhere. And the temperature was dropping. It was already like 5 degrees and it was projected to go further. And we couldn't get the fucking, it was with Corey.
Yeah.
We couldn't get it started and fucking, we had to like sleep in the car all night. We couldn't get any heat going. And I just like had my car hard and shit. And we were both just shivering our ass off.
And we
all
start spooning.
and yeah, like early in the morning, it was like 7 or 6 or something. We saw headlights, and I was like, "Fucking Corey!" Like, got out of the car, we flagged him down, and like we got into their car, and it was like negative like 13 or something at the time. And I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" That was
We're
like,
really lucky.
yeah, like, and Yeah, always take 2 cars if you're gonna go hunting.
Yeah,
always have a
right.
backup.
Does
Always
your
have a
car
fucking
normally
backup.
die? Was that just a random occurrence? Or?
That was the first time that had happened, and it was
Oh,
kind of like, holy fuck. And I told him, I was like, we should take 2 cars. Like, I have a Toyota, it'll probably start. And he took, so we decided to take his Dodge, and
That's what happened.
what
It just
happened?
happened like that, man.
Gotta be prepared.
Yeah,
It's scary.
but it's
Winter.
Montana. It's gonna happen to you.
It
if
is.
you move here, it's gonna happen to
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
You know?
No matter what.
Yeah, that's why I keep a sleeping bag, everything. My fucking
Yep.
Toyota's all just like, you walk in there,
Decked
like,
out.
Absolutely.
yeah, everything's in there.
Yeah.
Extra
Smart.
water, food. I got logs of wood, dry wood, just in case.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's good. That interstate that just got frozen, just last week or something,
Over.
and like 23 people died in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where was
Oh,
that?
we're in
On
the east?
Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
about
okay.
that.
Yeah, they were just
I-
totally unprepared.
I heard they're gonna start making like heated freeways and stuff like that, so it'll just melt the ice. That's like some new stuff that they're gonna start implementing.
Remember when Texas got down to like 20 degrees and like all of Texas, like it was like the apocalypse for Texas.
Houses were falling apart and shit.
People were fucking like, it was just fucking the apocalypse for them because it was like, oh, the freezing weather. I remember looking at that and being like, huh, like that is
20's not bad.
another day in the life here, man. But I don't think they have the interest, like the
was
infrastructure
it.
to deal with it.
Yeah.
Was it?
Entire record, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, that was an interesting session right there. Like music,
a little all over the place.
No, that was good though.
Yeah, it was fun.
We appreciate you having you on. We'll have to do it again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cheers to the new podcast.
Fucking
Thank
A,
you.
guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Right on.
Deuces.